Physical participants, can we hear me? Online participants, can we hear me? Okay, so while we await response, let's delve straight into what we have for today. Please, if you can hear me, indicate. I need a feedback, I need a response. Okay, so thank you for the link. Okay, so all right, so this morning we'll be looking at some of the things, the practical aspect of some of the things we discussed last week. Last week we talked about steganography and the various types of steganography. So I want to believe we all have our Kali Linux installed already. Like I mentioned last week, we'll be looking at the practical aspect of hiding files or hiding files, encrypting files in between text, in between different files, how we can actually implement steganography in our on our own system without the use of any special tool beyond what is openly available, more like open source. So we all have Kali or Parrot installed on our PC. So if we do, please let me give us like 5 minutes to put up our Linux environment. Open your either VMware or VirtualBox, boot up your either Kali or Parrot operating system. So for me, I have here Parrot, so I'm going to be running one of them. Then for those of us that do not have that installed, maybe I should just take us through a quick installation guide. So we install afresh. You are installing either Kali or Parrot on those environment. That's where we'll have access to the tools we need for what we want to do today. So I'm going to install Kali now. Then please along the line, if you have any question, feel free to draw my attention to it and we'll look at it together. Someone is asking if he can use Kali on his phone. Well, you can use Kali on your phone, but in the long run, because of the things we have in stock for today, in the long run, there are things you may not be able to achieve with Kali on your phone. But yes, it's feasible. You can use Kali on your phone. Yes, for Mr. Chijioke, he said he installed Kali Linux Purple. Any distro of Kali you have installed is fine. Kali, Parrot, anyone is fine. Mr. Andrew asking for link to download Parrot. Please go do a Google search and download that. VirtualBox VMware possible, Mr. Collins. If you have Kali on your if you have Kali on your VMware already, if you have Kali on your VMware or on your VirtualBox already, that is fine. Please load that. So if anyone has installed his Kali, kindly do let me know. Physical participants, can I get a feedback, please? Or they are having network issue? Okay, Mr. Emmanuel, kindly boot up yours since you have it installed already. So, like I said, this morning we'll be looking at steganography, and we are going to be it's going to be a hands-on lab, and we are going to be starting with image steganography. Image steganography. A good number of us, we may not have some of the tools already installed. So, in the course of the training, we are going to install some tools. So, basically, what you'll be needed is internet connectivity. Full name of user. I'm going to use this. Please, I hope we all can see my screen. It's just that I'm not getting feedback from the physical participants aside those connected online via the comment section. So as we can see, I'm installing a new Kali on my VMware. And like I mentioned, you can do same for VirtualBox. Anyone you're using, it's pretty fine. Thank you, Mr. Yahaya. So we'll be looking at image forensics, and we all agree that the internet is available to majority of the population, and it also become a channel for transmitting many documents such as videos, images, text, audios, and files of various formats in the digital form. Today, we all have WhatsApp, or a good number of us, a good percentage of the global population have WhatsApp. Then some are on other chat environment like WeChat and the likes. So we share these types of files or this file format in different forms. Today you can record audio voices, you can send audio via WhatsApp, you can send images, you can send TXT file, you can send as a document, as a PDF, in whatever format. So many practices and methods have been developed to make transmission of data more secure and discreet. We all agree that WhatsApp is your various chat environment, they have some level of security. So hiding secret information in audio or images. You can hide secret information in audio or images. So there's a tool called StegoSuite. StegoSuite is a graphical steganographic tool. This is the main difference between there's StegoSuite. We also have StegoHide. So StegoSuite is used to StegoHide is used to hide secret data or information. Genome this, yes, continue. So StegoSuite is used to hide secret data or information in image files. That is StegoHide is used to hide information in image files, while StegoSuite provide a facility of embedding text messages and multiple files of any type to make the process of embedding more secure. Last week we discussed about how files can be concealed behind or within other files. Remember last week we were able to differentiate between steganography and cryptography. So under steganography, we have StegoSuite as a tool. We also have StegoHide as another tool that can be used to implement cryptography, steganography rather. So to make the process of embedding more secure, the embedded data is encrypted using AES encryption, that is Advanced Encryption Standard. Remember last week we also mentioned that we can implement both steganography and cryptography together as a single package, meaning you can encrypt your file. After encrypting the file, then you go further to carry out steganography. So you've implemented encryption using any of the various encryption algorithms we discussed last week. Then next, you now move on to steganography, that is hiding or embedding the file you just encrypted behind another file or hiding it in another file. So that brings us to to the knowledge of if we embed data, that data can also be encrypted before embedding it to another file. That is the advanced encryption using the advanced encryption standard. So currently, StegoSuite 2 supports BMP, GIF, JPG, PNG files, etc. So with your StegoSuite, you can do different, you know, different activities or areas of focus relating to steganography, which we will be doing today. So the moment my tool is done installing, we'll now proceed to updating the Kali Linux we just installed. Then we'll now install the various tools we'll be using for the practical. Okay, yes, you get your materials today for last week. Why today being practical, we'll delve straight into what we have. So I hope we are all clear with the difference between StegoSuite and StegoHide. If you have any question with regards to that, you can feel free to ask, please. Yes, Mr. Chris, you can install your Kali Linux. You can install the tools on your Kali Linux directly. For those that are just joining, good morning. Then also, in the process of today's class, we're going to be looking at another tool. I've mentioned StegoSuite. I've mentioned StegoHide. Then we're also going to be looking at another tool called EXIF tool. So while our installation is ongoing, let's just go through the tools we'll be looking at today. So there's EXIF 2 we're also going to be looking at. I think we are all clear with the definition or the explanations we've given for StegoSuite and StegoHide. So next tool we'll be looking at is the EXIF 2. We're also going to be looking at the EXIF 2. EXIF 2 is free, it's open source program, which is basically used for reading, writing, and editing metadata in various formats. I want to believe we all know what metadata is, so we won't dwell much on that. So it's used for editing, writing, reading metadata in various file formats, including images, audio files, and video files. It's a powerful tool for managing and extracting metadata such as EXIF, that is exchangeable image file format data, data in images. We also have the IPTC, that is International Press Telecommunication Council, data in images. We also have the XMP, that is Extensible Metadata Platform, data in images, audio and video files. Then we also have ID3 tags in audio files, metadata in PDF, .doc files, and other document formats. All of these are different types of metadata that can be extracted from different files. So depending on the file format you have at hand, with EXIF2, you can extract different information about that particular file, different metadata about that file using your EXIF2. EXIF2 can also extract metadata from files. It can add, modify, or delete metadata. So you're not just only using it to extract, you can also use it to add, modify, or even delete metadata. That's why sometimes in forensics, there is this statement of the goal in forensics is to be able to provide digital information, is for you to be able to extract forensic information that can be admissible in the court of law. That is the primary goal. If you extract information that cannot be admissible in the court of law, the aim of the forensic analysis you've implemented or you've carried out may be null and void. So it's very, very important for every one of us when we are carrying out any forensic analysis to be able to, we should ensure that that forensic analysis is admissible in the court of law. A lot of times we've heard of the term doctored image or edited or photoshopped image. So with EXIF2, you can actually tell whether an image has been modified or is still in the original state. So there are some information you will find about an image that you will not find in an edited image where it has gone through a different application. So it all depends on specifically the kind of metadata you are looking for. This is interesting. So EXIF2 can also be used to copy metadata from one file to another. You can use it to migrate metadata from one file to the other. That's why also in forensics, when it comes to presenting a digital evidence before the court of law, is also good for lawyers in the house. A lot of times, this is a very, very juicy environment or domain when it comes to cybersecurity for lawyers. Your ability to be able to carry out forensics regarding cases you're handling. You should be able to identify which evidence is legit, authentic by doing a forensic analysis on it and not just rely on the forensic analysis you are provided by either the police or any other person. So every evidence that is getting to the courtroom, you can request for your own forensic analysis on that. And of course, for you to do that, you must also be able to prove that, yes, you have the qualifications to carry out a forensic analysis on any of the exhibit or whatever that is presented. So EXIF2 can also be used to rename files based on the metadata. It can even also be used to geotag images with GPS coordinates. If you take a picture at location A, there are metadata tied to that image, like the GPS coordinate, the file size, the file format, and some of the things we've looked at. So EXIF2 will help you to rename the file based on the metadata that image is providing you. It will help you to geotag images with GPS coordinate, and it has the capability to perform batch processing on multiple files. EXIF2 is also available for Windows. It's available for Mac OS and Linux platform and can be used via the graphical user interface, or it can also be used through the command line interface, that is the CLI. It is widely used by photographers, audio and video professionals, and forensic analysts for metadata management and analysis. So if you have something relating to forensic evidence or forensic analysis, EXIF tool is a tool you can add to your toolbox. So with EXIF tool, like I mentioned, there are different kind of information you can find about your file. You can have the EXIF2 version number. You can find information, metadata such as the file name, the directory, the file size, file modification date. When was the file modified? File access date and time, file inode change date, the file permission, the file type, its extension, its resolution if it's an image. You have the X resolution, Y resolution. You have things like the image width, image height, encoding process, bits per sample, color components, etc. Even the megapixel of that image, you find it in the metadata provided by your EXIF tool. Then another thing we're also going to be looking at is, remember we talked about hiding text behind other files. So we're going to be hiding in plain sight with steganography using Terminal tool. That is creating files and hiding those files behind other files using Terminal. Any questions so far? If you have any question, please ask. Let me go through comments. Mr. Godwin is saying he doesn't have any cybersecurity lecture material for any of the previous lectures and the recent lectures. I think there's a lot for you to do, Mr. Godwin. You've not really been following, I guess. Someone is saying up to now he has no group. And next week will be our final class for cybersecurity. Then we'll proceed to scoring, and we'll proceed to scoring, awarding points and all. Until now, you don't have a group. That's interesting, though. Okay, so Awolab is asking for what is CLI? CLI is basically the command line interface. Remember we talked about GUI. GUI is graphical user interface. Then we also have the CLI, which is the command line interface. In Windows, we have you can access that using. In Windows, you can access that using. In Windows, you can access that using, what's the name now? Using your CMD. You can access that using CMD. Uh-oh. A minute, my installation, I picked the wrong directory. So let me just quickly select another directory that can accommodate that. Okay, so while that is happening, let's which group are we talking about? Physical participants, please, let's hear you. I'm expecting questions with regards to what we are discussing. However, the questions I'm seeing are even unrelated. We are busy with questions that are irrelevant to what we are currently discussing in this class. But it's fine, so it means you fully understand what we are discussing. Um, So there's something I just did. The previous one we're installing, I gave it a RAM of 4 gig, but for efficiency, I'm just to save us time, I increased this RAM to 8 gig. So it should be much faster than what we have or what was running previously. Then I've also changed the directory. I have two different hard drives on my PC, so I selected one that was almost full with little or no space. We used Kali earlier. So any question with regards to either Stego Hide, Stego Suite, Exif 2, then the terminal we'll be using later on for embedding files to other files. Any question with any of that we've discussed today? If you have any question, please ask. So I don't believe we all understand what EXIF tool, Stego Hide, Stego Suite is. Anyone who can give us the difference between EXIF tool and Stego Suite? Anybody? EXIF tool is to be installed on a Linux environment. Mr. Harrison. I'll take us through the installation when we get to that stage. The moment we are done with the current installation we are doing, I'll take us through the installation for EXIF 2. Process of using EXIF 2 on command line. EXIF 2 there's EXIF 2 for Windows environment, there's EXIF 2 for Linux environment, there's EXIF 2 for Mac OS. So it all depends on the operating system you're using per time. All you need to do is identify and download the one for your version of OS. It's just like when you're downloading WhatsApp. You have WhatsApp for desktop, you have WhatsApp for Android OS, you have WhatsApp for iOS, etc. Okay, so Gabriel is saying I have StegoSuite installed, but I don't know how to. Okay, we'll go through that together once we are done with this stage we are in. Thank you, Chijioke, for your response. All tools I've mentioned so far, in response to Imar's question, they are not embedded in Kali, but they are tools you can install on your Kali. They are not embedded by default, or they are not pre-installed tools, but they are tools you can install yourself, and we will be doing that installation. Someone is asking if these steganographic tools are legal to use. Yes, it's legal. It's just like you asking if padlock is legal to use. You're the one that wants to safeguard your data. So you can decide to hide it, encrypt it in any way, in any format you want. It's your choice. So you buying a safe and putting in your valuables in it, yes, it's legal. So we can refer to these steganographic tools to be some sort of safe, just to harden or strengthen the security of your digital devices, your digital files. I'm seeing some message. Someone is saying you have to install a virtual box on your phone. Where are we installing that one? Okay, for some of us have we are done booting up. So let's go to, for those of us that have Linux running already, while this one is still installing, let's open terminal and let's get started with some of the configurations, because we may get to that stage now your system, either due to network or something, might be slow. So it's best you're ahead. So you can do update your system. And I believe you know the command to update your PC, your Linux environment. Just use sudo apt get update. So you can update and upgrade. After updating, you upgrade or you run both commands together, it will do same. Upgrade is if there is a newer version, it will upgrade to that version. Then usually it's best recommended is recommend I recommend you do upgrade if you have good internet connectivity, because sometimes it can be slow. But again, as always, you can be updating on one terminal and you just open up another terminal, you continue doing what you're doing. My installation is really taking time this morning. Or maybe I should just pull up an existing Kali that I have installed already. Let me do that. So we don't have to wait for a fresh installation to complete. Just a minute, please. Let me pull up another existing Kali. Please, if you have any question, feel free to ask. Okay, so we'll have our second Kali coming up while the first one is still loading. So here we have our Kali. I'm going to take up our terminal. Okay, so we have internet connectivity. Oh, oh. The external driver connected, disconnected, and I just need to restart this.
Hi, Mr. Victor.
Yes, hello. My apologies, please. I had to re-extract a new environment. All right, so please, Control C. 11, 18. All right, so please let's proceed. I'm currently loading two. I have Parrot and Kali. There was a little issue from my system, which was I loaded the other Kali from a drive. So along the line, when we were about starting, then the USB port, the cable by error disconnected, and the Kali was running. So it froze my VM entirely. I had to shut down the VM, disconnect the hard drive, reconnect, then reconnecting back to the trying to power up the VM. It was no longer working. It was, I think, corrupt. So I had to delete that entire one, re-extract a fresh one, which is this one that is currently loading. But while that was happening, I quickly loaded up Parrot. So either ways, let's start and see what we'll achieve in the next 10 minutes. So for the sake of time, we'll proceed fully with the class next week. But what we'll do, let's delve straight into the one that will be easiest without having to do much installation. So let's do the EXIF tool. So here I will check if I have EXIF tool installed already. EXIF tool is not installed, so I'll just simply install it. So EXIF tool is installed. So let's see if we have any image file we want to extract any metadata from. So quickly, let's download a random image from Google. Random image can come from Akali CLP. Which image can we download? Base. Let's pick an image from there. We'll just download it because we have about 6 minutes left. So what we'll be doing will be carrying out forensic analysis on an image we'll download from this site, and we'll be able to identify and extract some metadata about that image. Let's use the ideas page. So we'll pick up an image from this and we'll grab metadata about the image. Who knows, it might give us some information about somebody, about someone, about something. It can be anything. So let's pick one of these images. So we're going to pick this image, open a new tab. We're going to download it. Let's take it to document. Okay, so we have our image here titled, the name is news1.jpg. News1.jpg. So let's install. So normally by default, the primary way for you to get some metadata about your image, the regular way is to look at the properties where you can see the basic things, the name, the type, JPG file or PNG as the case may be. Then the size, image size is 179.7 kilobyte. Size on disk is on this, then this is the location, the volume is unknown. So these are usually the basic information you get about any image or a file by simply going through the properties. But beyond this, there are a lot of more information you can get through the metadata, and you can access that using the EXIF tool. Because of our time, we're going to stop here today. Then next week, we'll look at these tools proper before we do the recap. Any question, please? Apologies once again for the disconnection that happened on my drive. So please, if you have any question, let's ask, and we have just about 2 minutes to attend to that. Okay, someone is asking, can we get a 30 minutes video for practical ahead of next week? 30 minutes video. Okay, I'll do a video and I'll share a link with you guys for you to get it ahead of time, so that when we are going through it again in class, it will be a lot easier for every one of us. I hope that works. I'll do a video. I'll do a video screen recording of what we'll be doing next week. I'll send it ahead of the class so you can all go through it. Then we'll go through it again during the class hour and we'll see what comes up. All right, everyone. Thank you for your time. See you next week. Then ahead of time, please install your OS before the class time. In the absence of any other question, bye for now. See you next week.